wanted to be able to show and demonstrate for our shareholders that we have exposure across the critical mineral space. So, we have copper, we have cobalt, we have nickel. We recently did the uranium deal, and now, we're entering into the lithium space. So
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Mitchell Smith. He is the CEO of Global Energy Metals. And Mitchell, great to see you again. How are you?
doing very well, Steve. Thanks very much for having me on here today.
Yeah, well, exciting news out from the company that you have signed a non-binding letter of intent to acquire an ownership stake, just under 20% of a project from Neolithica. So, getting into the lithium space, I know this is sort of a mantra for the company in the type of operations you like to invest in. So, tell me the reasoning behind this one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this certainly, as you pointed out, really fits with global strategy of securing exposure to the critical minerals involved in the electrified future. Lithium is certainly become a poster child, if you will, for the critical mineral space. And not only on the battery metals front, but also on national security issues. So certainly a very interesting time for global, and we're really excited about this partnership with Neolithica.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, it's just under a 20% stake. There's also a net smelter royalty as well. It's the Peace River Lithium project. So, Mitchell, has there been much work done there at all? Like, can you sort of give us an idea about what you know about it?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, Neolithica has held this property for a couple of years now. They've done work on securing the grounds in the Leduc Formation, which is about 500 kilometers northwest of Edmonton, very close to Grande Prairie. They completed a National Instrument 43-101 on the project about a year ago, which demonstrates 10 million ton LCE, or lithium carbonate equivalent, at 70 milligrams per liter. So a very significant lithium resource in Alberta, right at the time when there's a spotlight being put on these lithium brine opportunities in that region.
Yeah, it's a large property, almost 380,000 hectares in size, 50 contiguous lithium brine licenses that were issued from the government of Alberta. So, what are some of the things that you'll be looking at before you turn this into an actual binding agreement?
Yeah, so we're working with Neolithica to explore next steps for project development. That's going to include actually shipping some material for analysis, and that's really to be able to demonstrate that there's ability to produce lithium, or sort of battery grade lithium material from site. So that'll be really the next step for the company, and then there are a number of objectives that Neolithica, who are acting as the operator, are looking to implement over the next year or so. So again, very, very exciting. And I think, as demonstrated in Alberta by some of the other peers there, the lithium space in Alberta is really heating up.
Yeah. And lastly, just as far as I mentioned about the company a little bit earlier, you talked about how important that, lithium is around the world, how important it's going to be as well. This really puts you in a lot of different categories for the company. Is that sort of the idea behind a lot of this, Mitchell, is to have exposure in a number of different areas?
Yes, yeah, exactly that. I mean, it's that goes to that old saying of not having just one egg in the basket type thing, right? We want to be able to show and demonstrate for our shareholders that we have exposure across the critical mineral space. So we have copper, we have cobalt, we have nickel. We recently did the uranium deal, and now we're entering into the lithium space. So really have a very nice portfolio of property-based exposure to these metals, plus the equities and royalties that we hold as well. Within Global Energy, it really gives us full exposure to that full suite of critical minerals.
Well, congratulations on this. Excited to see how it all turns out. We'll continue to follow the story for sure, Mitchell. Thanks so much. Good to see you again.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
All right, Mitchell Smith, the CEO of Global Energy Metals.